Okay, hello, happy Monday evening, 7:32 as I'm making this video. I had a really great morning. I also had a little change of I kind of already saw one situation panning. It was the only situation I wanted to see it occurring, but I didn't really want to make a trade recap just because, if I'm making a live stream, if I'm live streaming in my Discord, then, everything's raw. You can't edit, you can't make that up. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, he doesn't know how to trade. He's a LARPer, he's a scammer. Well, that's why I live stream, right? To show you guys now. It does put more pressure on me. I'm a lone wolf. I like to do everything by myself, but hey, it is what it is. And other people, like Alex, so shout out to Alex, just texted me literally just not even a full hour ago asking, hey, can you explain how support and resistance works, how to use it in the next video, right? So, look, that's great. How great. I'll show you everything live, right? I'll show you everything, break it down, and show you an example of what support and resistance means, and I'll also show you how this morning was a great example for my strategy. So, you asked for this. Even if one person can ask some questions like this, I'll make a video. Just you guys just have to be honest, have to be transparent. I mean, the best man wins in life. It's not the shy person. It's not the one who's always sitting in the back of the classroom or the college. Because at this point, even though I do not charge anybody for anything, you're wasting your own time, right? So another day is another missed opportunity. I know a lot of people say that you shouldn't trade so and so day. Again, another day means that you're just missing another opportunity, right? So every day, God blesses me, God blesses us to take another opportunity each day. I honestly think each day brings multiple opportunities, but in terms of trading, I like to take no more than 1 to 3 trades. So you take that and use it to your advantage, however you will, right? But anyways, back to the charts. And I quit my charts because I wanted to start it fresh, right? I wanted to show you guys everything. So, um, this is my charts from this morning. I'm gonna rewind it pre-market just so I can show you guys, right? So bear with me. Bear with me. Now, I'm actually just gonna delete that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. So, Alex, support and resistance. Support means it's a price floor. Resistance is as best known as a price ceiling, right? So, when every time price comes up to a little ceiling, in other words, resistance, she comes back down because it tapped out at resistance. Support means that basically it's bouncing off of this type of floor, right? This price floor, and what was once resistance, and again, resistance can become support at any given time, right? So, but what happened here, and you guys just have to understand this, is that let's just draw this example. So ideally, you want to see support hold here, right? But what happened here, and this is a very common setup, guys, but this over here, honestly, to see support and resistance, this is not even New York time session. This is literally, you could trade this London Asia session, Asian session, Asia session, whatever it's called, London session, Tokyo, Japan, whatever, however many sessions there are, you can trade this in any session with any pair, right? So this is all the pairs that I once used to trade, except for gold. I failed miserably at gold. I just don't understand it. But I started off in Bitcoin. Had very bittersweet success. I still do have very little success with US 30, but obviously since I'm in the forex market, then it works with all this, right? So support and resistance. So back to this example, you want to see it come basically here and bounce, but sometimes it doesn't do that, right? Sometimes it does not do that, especially in this case, it did not bounce right here, right? So what happened was that it came back down, then it basically came up. It did have a retest, and then you want to basically jump in for the buy just to see basically a break of this, just depending on how it's reacting. Sometimes it takes a little too long to react up here or to get up here. Sometimes she peaks out like down here, but you're still up. You're still up depending on your lot size. You're still up a shit ton of money. Adjust your stops. The rest at that point is about trade management, and that's completely different, right? So again, just talking about this example here, this would have been a great just take a look. Basically, the wick over there ended up basically being the lows over here, and then it bounced, right? So it just doesn't get cleared in this, Alex, or anybody else watching these type of videos just trying to learn support and resistance, trying to learn how to day trade. I mean, support and resistance is the easiest strategy, and a lot of people actually use this strategy. They just call it some other bullshit. I don't want to say any names. I always want to refrain from beef because I'm not interested in that with any traders or anybody on the online space. But they don't call this support and resistance. They want to get fancy. They want to act like it's all their work. They want to do this and that, right? And to majority of people, I probably seem like I'm the same type of person myself. So, it is what it is. But this one person trades the same strategy and he calls it levels. Yeah, it's a level for sure. Why is it called a level? What does this level do? Why does this level work? What's the I like to get real like theoretical and dive into it, right? So I like to really jump into behind the scenes type of things, like why does this theory of mine work? How long does it work? What under what type of situations does it work? And I've done my research, and it took me, after basically jumping into the strategy and discovering, it took me almost 1.5 years to actually back test it every day. I mean, back test it literally. I wasn't even going to a gym. Sometimes I would just stay home just to just stay and study, right? So Monday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday mornings, I would just literally stay home. I would literally just go to college, come back in my apartment, and study this nonstop, right? So understanding and trying to get my head around the fact why does support and resistance work. So here it is. To a lot of newbies and beginners, people just get those hypercars, Lamborghinis. I mean, if you're motivated to buy those things, I hate to say it, but you're best. Um, I don't even know, but trading is not it, guys. Trading is not it. Trading is a game for at the end of the day to buy your properties, to buy real estate, to buy out a business, to live your life, right? To live your life, but not to spend your money stupid and foolishly, right? So that's what a lot of people do. But anyways, it works. I mean, it's a great business scheme to attract basically all these immature people. But anyways, if we look to the right, look at this. Now this would have been a complete liquidity sweep, but that again, that was literally opening at Sunday. You see, Friday we closed over here. Sunday we opened it. I mean, that was a massive dump. You could have, and then once it came back, once you saw the wick, you could have gotten a buy. We should have at least been expecting to fill basically this gap, maybe TP right here somewhere. Let me clear it out. TP somewhere right here, right? Just because of this body, that wick. That's basically where it started. You want to basically see TP there, right? So it's not always gonna reach it, but you come on. I mean, you're literally just 13 points away. Can't we call that TP hit? I mean, not every chart's gonna be fluid like that, right? So and for the majority, like 98, maybe 96%, it did fill this gap over here, right? And this gap over here as well that it had created. So that's kind of a different type of trading, but either way, you had two opportunities to enter off of support. Actually, you had one opportunity, two opportunity, three opportunity, four opportunities, five, six opportunities to jump into support, right? So, seven opportunities, eight opportunities. Oh my God, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, it just, and then the list goes on. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God, see, oh my God, look at this. You cannot make this up. I'm literally discovering this right now. So, oh my God, this is how support and resistance works, right? These are not magical levels like a lot of these trading gurus basically offer. Few hundreds, 500, 600, 900, 4,000, $5,000 courses, um, just to explain why these works. There's no simple psychology behind it. The honest truth is, and this is coming from a banker, an equity investment officer, level 2, that the markets, everything is completely calculated. Every time session, meaning Asia, London, New York, everything is calculated. It's just you can't 100% determine how price action will be, because that is and can get beyond our control because it gets very chaotic, right? So especially with the algorithms, but it's very math based. No wonder, for all those finance majors, if you're not good at math, you just don't stand a damn chance in investments. So um, people don't understand that. People really do not understand that. So, anyways, let's talk about today's setup, Alex. So, today's setup, today's setup. I like to make it kind of flat. I like to see my charts horizontal rather than vertical. I don't really can't read the charts like this, right? But I like to make my charts like this, kind of zoom in or zoom out a little bit like that. I want to see small because I want to see everything, right? Not that that could make you profitable, not that it could help you, but honestly, some people are so zoomed in like that, and they're like, if it breaks, if it breaks this, I'm gonna take a buy. Next thing you know, it broke even before you hopped on the charts. Fucking dumbass. So, um, look over here. We came down, went up, came down, went up, and then we dumped it. We came back up, down, came back up, down, came back up, down, down, and we flushed, right? So, and then over here, we came back up, down, came up for the second time, and just actually the third time, right? So it was one, two. You have 2 wicks. Let me just clear that out over there so you can see it because I know my white drawings, my pen, my highlighter, whatever it is, my brush kind of makes it hard. But you have 1 wick, 2 wick, 3 wicks. Basically, you're saying that we're holding something here because we came up. What was um basically the price floor over here, price price ceiling over here. So support here, resistance here, again resistance here because it's dumping. And then what do we want to see it do? Again, guys, literally support and resistance in the very very shortest words and the simplest words. Just to explain it to a little baby, it's repeated behaviors. Support and resistance works because it literally demonstrates repeated behaviors, right? So if we know that we came up, came down, we want to see this thing basically came up, came down. And not to mention, a lot of people always ask, well, what's your confirmation? Well, you have to look at what we've been doing, dude. Came up, down, came up, down, came up, down. So came up, down, right? Now, that's like, if you can't read and if you can't understand candles, market structure, just based on that, I'm gonna be brutally honest. You're not ready to trade, not at all. So stick to demo. Stick to demo, or if you really want to push your luck, test those funded prop firm accounts, right? So evals, whatever. So that's exactly why they're profitable because so many people don't know how to trade. They just test their dumb luck. So, anyways, Alex, or anybody else watching this, what do I want to see it do basically 15 minutes pre-market or at market opening? What do I want to see it do? Well, ideally, one of my previous friends did remind me that, hey, we held resistance right here. Now looking at it, and then I was like, hey, that's so true. And we did come down here, bounce, came down, bounce, but then I was like, there's actually just something a little bit more here. Um, it's just it's just I couldn't really get my head to understand why we would be holding anything over here because she came up drop, right? She came up close to this purple box. But one thing that was also scaring me is that we didn't exactly tap this, you know? So it could have been like right here. What if that was basically a resistance? But patience pays. I mean, if you watch my live stream and if you saw the title of that video, patience pays because I literally wanted to see it basically hold this right there, right? So what's crazy, and I think this is exactly, I'm going to demonstrate again, the next candle, she basically was right there. I 100% wanted to take a sell at market opening, but I was very iffy. So I literally just put my both of my hands, my fucking ass below my cheeks, just sat on it because I was kind of fidgety. I was itching to get into a trade. I knew I wanted to see a sell, and I knew that we're not gonna have a complete flush. Well, actually, it's just we were just this is such a typical standard support and resistance area. So I was like, if we can flush below that, I think I put it like right here, but looking back at it right now, it's actually this area. And I was like, if we could flush below this, oh my god, and this would be a great TP, right? Um, but I just didn't really think we would be selling off. I mean, this was my whole goal to take TP. Um, well, here's the thing: at market opening, um, she came up a little bit, and she just dumped, right? So what's crazy is that actually it was way above there. My live stream showed it, but anyways, what's crazy is that I really wanted to see this thing basically come all the way dropping down. It was actually kind of got it a little bit switched up. You guys can see it on my live stream video. I wanted to basically see it dump this area. I know that we had, looking at my scanner, I knew that we had something right here in this area, and I was like, if we can dump below this purple box, this blue line at the very bottom here would be a great TP. So got a little bit confused here, guys, sorry. But uh but I took my profits roughly, and I'm just gonna delete these, right? I took my profit right here just because we were holding basically below this and on top of it. I mean, like right here, give or take like 3 points up, 3 points down. We were holding it right then and there, and we weren't really dropping, we weren't really moving. I mean, it was a span of like 4 or 5 seconds. We weren't doing anything, and then I was looking at on the corner of my left eye that I could see that the scanner was basically showing a lot of green orders. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna push up. We're gonna push up, and it's gonna take all these sellers, including myself. It's gonna take them out. So I know a lot of people don't have tools to that for that, but at the same time, just keeping it brutally honest, a lot of people, you think all these order maps, heat flows. It's actually the other way around. Did I said it wrong. But all these machineries, all these sheets, all these order sheets, order flows, heat maps, whatever. A lot of people think it can benefit you. It's not exactly going to benefit you because it doesn't show when to enter. It was showing green over here. I mean, it was showing green as we're pushing it up. That's also what was scaring me. I would have never got in had I just been staring at my two scanners. Never. So that's what I love about futures. That's what I love about Forex. You don't need none of the indicators. You don't need any of these things. You don't, man. You don't. It's been so many years before I used any of these, and I'm so happy. That's exactly when it became profitable, when I realized I don't need the support or help of any of these, right? And as you can tell, this one has a green lock on it because I didn't have to pay for it because I had a friend, but he was selling this indicator for $20 a month at a time. Now he's probably selling it for like $50 or $100. I know it's fucking insane, and a lot of people stop paying it because it's crazy high. Maybe even more now. I don't know. So, yeah, that's how support and resistance works, man. I mean, we go to the 1 minute time frame. It's funny, like I told you, I don't really look at the 1 minute time frame. This is exactly why, because it would have scared me. It probably would have gave me FOMO. I get FOMO a lot when I look at smaller time frames. What happened is that New York opening, she came up. She was holding basically my blue line, and I literally got in the moment she came below it, and she was just holding. I knew, again, we're on a 1 minute time frame, but if you go on a 5 second or 10 second time frame, as soon as I got in for a sell, she immediately came back up, held it right out because I was 10 points, 12 points in drawdown, and then she just ripped, and I was like, wow, let's do it. So you can even see it over here, right? So you have 11 point, 12 point difference. If you basically didn't take profits over here, you got fucked up, right? So it was a 24-second trade. It was amazing. At one point I wanted to jump in back for a sell when I saw it basically holding this, but I think this candle, when it was dropping, I thought I missed out, and luckily I didn't get in because she just broke it, right? So look at this. This is also support and resistance. This is how it works, Alex. What was once resistance turns into support. So wicked, and now we just went back up, right? So had I known that at the time, I would have made even more profit than what I made down here. So that's how it works, guys. That's how it works. Geez, I honestly didn't know I missed that trade, but until now. But that's everything, guys. That's everything. Uh, as always, peace, love, and cheers. Drop a comment. How can these videos be better? Um, I'm sorry if I'm like stuttering because right now I still have like I just ate a salmon poke bake bowl and like all that sauce is still on my tongue, and my breath is just I just can't stop thinking about that food, and my mouth is like getting all watery and stuff. So I didn't even finish it. It's fucking damn good, but it's a big ass bowl. $30 for a small bowl. Anyways, uh, thank you.